Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Cavernwood colony. And as you can see, the map is paused. And why is it paused? Well, between the last episode and this episode, Experimental got updated with a couple of new items. And I want to talk about those. However, before we talk about those, there is something that we need to get going, which is, if you notice, we're about to flood over here. So we're going to have to take care of that first before we get to any of the other items that comes up. There we go. We'll get those in. Let's get a 2 over here. There we go. We're going to do ladders. There we go. And we will do, well, maybe we'll, you know what? We don't need a road. We're not going to do roads there. Let's do these. We'll set everything else back to normal because we need just a couple of things high priority. So we'll get those taken care of. We'll set these back to normal for just a minute while we take care of stuff. There we go. And that's already normal, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll go ahead and get that going here. But you'll notice something strange here. You see, there's a bit of floating water due to the change that was made. So they have gotten rid of the natural overhangs, which I can't say I was a big fan of because I liked the way that those natural overhangs looked. In fact, I wished they'd let us build them ourselves. In its place, they're letting us build out blocks, basically, and they've added a new function with the dynamite, sidewards dynamite, also called a tunnel. So we're going to use that as whatever was in an overhang has now just been replaced with solid rock. So we need to come down, and we need to make a tunnel here real quick so that we can get water out of there. The tunnel dynamite costs 2,000 science, but for us, that's not bad. We've got 65,000. It costs 1 dynamite, 1 extract, and 6 planks. Now, the weird thing about this is every time that it makes one of these, it goes ahead and explodes it for you so that you can make the next one in a row, just so that keeps going. However, it puts in a single platform underneath it, one of these basic single ones. You can take them out if you want to, but we're going to be using that here and there during the episode as well. So let's go ahead and get things started. We'll say, yep, there's a little splash there, but this is probably going to overflow, but we really, really need to get those in there. But while they're working on all of that, what we're going to do is we've got a couple of things going in over here. Everything is looking good with this. Last time we made it to our first tiny tubeway station. Hopefully we'll make it through a couple more today. We've got a decent amount of logs. Hopefully it'll be enough to work on the rest of this here. But they have to get this in. As you can see, it's already starting to flood. We could come down here and let it out, but I'm hoping that our nice beavers will go ahead and take care of all of this. We'll probably get a little flooding down here on some of this stuff, but you know what? We'll live with it for now. It's not going to be too terrible. We've got extra trees. In fact, I don't know why they're not cutting those trees. Are those not set to cut? Oh, they're not set to cut. That would be why they are not cutting them. So let's go underneath here. We'll actually scroll the map down underneath. In fact, due to this new update, I was a little worried that maybe some of the mods wouldn't work, but so far, all of them have worked. Oh, looks like I actually need to take out these trees because we're not going to want those there. We're going to... No, I want those cut. I definitely want those cut. There we go. I do not want them replanted, though, so we're going to take out the... Well, I can plant them there. I am just slightly off on everything. that's okay. We'll grab that. We'll let them plant in there. They've got a whole bunch of trees in here to fill back up this hole that we've made in our log supply. In fact, looks like there's a couple more trees here I missed. But I was worried because I was thinking maybe some of the related mods that our colony is kind of depending on weren't going to work after the update. However, I did notice that Timber API is not working, which says it's a requirement for our large platforms here. However, I turned it off and left the those platforms mod on. Seems to still be working, so I'm not going to question it. We're just going to leave those platforms in place. There's been a bit of a spill there, but they'll get it. They'll get it taken care of. In fact, do I want to go ahead and let out that water? You know what? No, I think it'll be okay. We'll just live with it. They'll get those in there pretty quickly. They're working over here, but there is something that we're definitely going to have to do. We've got this stackwaduct in here. We haven't quite figured out the end yet, but I do want to make sure that we can get the power off of each of these levels, because right now they're all independent, so each one should produce a pretty good amount of power. However, they're all independent, so I want them all to come into one. So we're going to build a power train up the side here. We could, if we had the mod, we could build a single power shaft that would come up and connect all of them, but we don't have the mod. So I'm going to show you, if you've built a stackwaduct like this, that you can do this without the mods if you want to. To connect them in, you just basically have to make two separate stacks. So we're going to come in, we're going to put the downward power shaft here. We're going to come and put in, there we go. Actually, this is an upward, and then one vertical, one downward. And then next to it, we're going to go ahead, put in some platforms. Because the Timber API is not here, though, those platform mods seems to have moved slightly, or maybe it was part of the update. I'm not sure, but that's okay. We can come up here, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll put in a power shaft turn here. And for this, you will need the mod for these, but there are ways that you can basically not have to have that. If you move it down a little bit, you can do that, but this is the way that we're going to do it. So right now the power comes up through the wheel over here, and then we're going to go up again and all the way up to the next floor. There we go. Same thing. We're going to do the downward. We're going to make a turn into this. And then we just need some regular old platforms. Let's do 2 3s. Yep. And then here, we're just going to spiral around over and over again. There's the upward. There we go. Is that connected in? Yep, sure is. Then we need the verticals again. Goes all the way back up. Connects into right here. There we go. That looks good. And once again, come out of here, grab the platforms that we need. There we go. This one is going to go upwards and right back up the side over here and connect it in. Almost got it all done. There we go. Oops, we need the turn here. There we go. Grab platforms. 1, 2. And the final portion, which won't be connected to anything quite yet, but will be soon, hopefully, will just come up out of here. There we go. There's our vertical. I don't need 2 of those on top of each other. I don't know why it decided to do 2 of those. There we go. All the way up into here. And then we do the downward that's going to come into there. And to make sure that they can come over here and build all that, at the end over here, let's just put in a quick staircase. There we go. Then when they can come from here and actually build downwards to all of that, and they'll get going on that when they can. Now, Let's check over here and see if they've got this opened up. Nope, they have not. They're having trouble still with planks. We've got this whole section over here that's just constantly working on planks. However, they're still barely able to keep up. We are doing better on bots, but there was a suggestion that said we might just be able to put in another bot assembler and see if it will go ahead and use all the extras that we have. Now we have a little bit of extra power here. Let's see how much this takes. 200. That might tax it just a little bit, but you know what? It might be worth it. What about over here? Well, these guys are out of logs, so let's make sure they're getting the logs they need. That one is. There we go. That's connected in there, but they don't have any logs either, so let's make sure all of these are actually getting the logs they need to keep running. There we go. So we should have some busy haulers, but that's okay. They'll learn to live with it. Let's just grab the platform down here. And we need 2 platforms. Let's grab one of these. I forget. That is something that is kind of strange about this update. So far, the Pipette Tool works, but the control part of it, the control click, is not working. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm sure they'll get that taken care of soon. There we go. We want to do this. That should get them plenty of bots going. I also recommended a storage place for some of the stuff. We can give it a try. I mean, it won't hurt. The storage places don't take much anyway. So we'll just put one in and see what happens. Let's grab the road. We'll come around here. This one can be for heads. This one can be for limbs. And we'll do another one. Let's see. Grab another one of you. And can we do it here? Maybe. You know what? Let's switch this around. Let's do this as limbs. We'll do this one as chassis. And then we'll do a smaller one, maybe. A small warehouse. There we go. Maybe just a couple for heads. There we go. We'll keep the heads just a bit separate. Just so we can get the stuff we need. Hopefully that should work. We're going to be a little low on gears, I think. Do I want to put in gears? You know what? Let's switch them over. We'll get them going on gears. We've got planks. Hopefully should be coming along. Oh, good. They got this. This is all dried back up, so that's not going to be too big a deal. In fact, they should still be able to get... Yeah, they can get there. It's going to be a bit of a walk if I take this out. But you know what? Let's just do it and get it set up so that we can get the rest of the dam in here. I guess it's the rest of the reservoir. We'll take out these here. Yep. All right, everybody off of there. We'll do this. Let's go ahead and build the ladder all the way back up. Oops, had the ladder and then lost the ladder. There we go. We'll start with that. Over here, we do have this coming up here, so I might just let them finish this section before we move on to the next section. However, there's another new opportunity we have thanks to the tunnels over here, which they haven't even started on the first one yet, so it might take a little bit to get to. But what I want to do, originally my plan was to kind of cordon off this area, explode it down, build everything in, then build everything on top of it, so that we can have our subway station actually go under the reservoir here. However, we're not going to need to do that now, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and take this out of here. We're going to lose that connection, but there's still plenty of connections all over the place. So let's just take that out of there. We're actually going to take this one out too, because we're going to need 2 squares, and we're going to dynamite these all the way to the bottom of the map. That way, they can go ahead and get down there, and then we're going to try and tunnel underneath here to come back up on the other side. We've got our dynamite in here for the second time, so that should get us down to the bottom of the map, which it does. So we're going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is we're going to start tunneling underneath the dam here. There you go. Yep, just like that. We're going to connect in. Still not used to that Pipette Tool not working without the click. I love that tool. It feels like it should be something in the game, but you never know. Maybe they've got something on the way. They did add a feature that I've been asking for, and I'll show you what it is here in just a second. So as we go down here, underneath, there we go, you'll see that this is on the very bottom level. If we come in here, we've got our sideways dynamite, and we can come through here. But if you look down there, they have put in a measuring tape. What we've needed all along. It tells you how far you've got this set up to go. It'll also tell you width. So that is absolutely awesome. Something that I think we should have been having for a while here. Let's see where that ends. That's here at, what is it, 5741? Let's go up here. It looks like it ends right under the dam. So we're going to have to come out one more. Actually, no, we're going to need to take this out of here and dig down, because it'll need to be connected in under there. There we go. Yep, that stack can go down. They'll have to find other ways to get in there, and then we're going to dig down to meet it here. There we go. They can work on getting all of those in. I don't think they've got any of the other stuff in. I think they're still working on some of the other things at the moment, so we'll come back in a second and see what they've built. There we go. The beavers are starting to build back into this tunnel back here, and as you can see, it's just automatic. So as soon as they get that last piece in, let's take a look and see. They've got everything except one plank, and I think this guy is coming over there to take care of it. So let's see if that's it. We'll see if he... Nope, he drops it off, but he decided he didn't want to build it. He was done for the day. So, tell you what, let's give him a couple more hours. Maybe somebody will come over and build it. There we go. And there we go, auto-detonated. Now, what's here, you can see it puts in a platform underneath. You don't have to keep those platforms if you don't want. You can delete those out of there. It's perfectly fine, or you can leave them. These I think I'm going to leave for now, but over on our tunnel under the reservoir, we're definitely going to need to take them out. Speaking of our tunnel under the reservoir, they've actually got started on that too. So they've dropped this dynamite off. Let's go ahead, get that taken out while they're working on those, and we'll drop in the 2 to get down to the bottom of the map. There we go. And once that's in there, we can actually start building things from the other side. We might just build and connect into this for now, rather than redo this whole setup. Although, there's a little bit of supplies in there, but we might just connect it in underneath for now, and we'll worry about connecting other stuff in later. Our beavers managed to get our tunnel under our reservoir taken care of, and they've got the dynamite in up here, which means if we explode that, there we go, everything comes all the way across, which means we can go ahead and take out some of this stuff that's down here. Let's roll this down. There we go. We're going to take out all these so that we can, one, get the planks back. That'll be nice. We could definitely use the planks. And we're going to take out all of these. And now we should be able to, let's go ahead and do our tubeways. Solid tubeways all the way down to the bottom down there. There we go. And we just have to go underneath here. Let's see if that actually put... Yep, sure did. So now it just needs to come back up on this side. And for now, we'll just build that extra one to connect into all of these. Like I said, eventually we're going to bury all of these. Although most of this might go away and this might turn into a different area, we still want it to connect to this stuff over here. So we'll figure out what to do with that, but that will give us a passage underneath the reservoir here. Yes, that's what it was. And we can even cover some of this back up with dirt in the meantime. There we go. And we'll put back in a road. And there we go. We have secret tunnel. Well, I guess it's not that secret, but it's the start of a secret tunnel, which is awesome. So we'll go ahead, get to work on that. We will keep an eye on some of the other stuff. And it looks like this is still... Oh, look, they got the ladder done, so at least we could put in our levees here. We'll do levees all the way across here. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and put in levees here, and we'll make them slightly more important than the stackaqueduct, but we'll see if we can do the stackaqueduct too. This is actually all going to have to go. So let's take these out of here. And for now, they'll have to figure out a way around there. How did you beavers get stuck up there? Get out of there, you goofballs. Let's put in... We'll save all of them. Usually I don't, but who knows how they got stuck up there. We'll just put you in there. Let's say that's high priority so we can get them out of there. And then while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and plan for levees over the top of them. Don't think that any of them will actually be able to be built, or at least I hope not. Grab you. This way, this way, this way. And once that's in, they should be able to evacuate the area. At least I hope so. That's the plan, at least. We'll see if all those 11 stranded beavers there actually get out. You know what? I'm going to have to demolish this because I don't want dams there. So let's... You know what? Before I did that, I should have checked to make sure that all of this was going in. Well, we'll get this in the right order eventually, I promise. Let's do landscaping. Let's do levees. We'll do levees across here. Nope, I'm not going to be able to do levees across there because of those weird beavers falling into the pit. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's do that. Let's say this is high priority and this is, so that we can get them out of the way. And then we'll keep an eye on these beavers. Then once they get out, we'll come back and I'll finish off the dam here. There we go. All of them are out. We just have to wait until they go to bed. In fact, let's turn the working hours back down here so that we've got a little bit of extra time without a beaver up there. No, pause. Get out of there, you guys. There shouldn't be... Nobody build anything. Is there a beaver stranded on the other side? You know what? I tried. I really tried. But, buddy, you're getting built into the dam. Get out of there. Go on. Shoo. Why did he fall asleep on the dam? You know what? If he gets built in there, that's his own fault. I no longer care. All of these guys. Forever part of the dam. Yep. Not doing that. They can just stay there. Guess what? If it worked for Hoover, it's gonna work for us too. Nope, that's not what I want. I want the levees. There we go. There we go. We'll get those in, and then we'll put the dams in at the top here. We'll unpause all of these. And if they build something, they build something. That's fine. The beavers can live with what they've got. We'll build this across here. There we go. That all looks good. And hopefully they can get all of that in here. I'm going to go ahead and lower, though, the priority of some of this aqueduct work so that they can get that reservoir in. Let's just do this, all of that, all of this, all of this. I could probably just lower the very bottom level, couldn't I? Then they shouldn't be able to build anything on top of it. So hopefully that's all lowered good enough and we can come back to that once we finally build the rest of our reservoir. We did run kind of low on water again. I'm hoping with the new walls up here that we get even more water. I'm hoping that we get that in there before it floods too, but we'll have to check on that. Something I did notice from the beginning of our episode, while we did get a tunnel made back to this, originally this was an overhang here. So that means we're going to actually have to probably blow this up, maybe, and redo it. But for now, I think if we just put in a dynamite here, say that's super important, the water should flow up and out of this again so that we can get this tree farm going again. Because we definitely need it. As you can see, going from about 11,000 logs to 457 is quite a decrease in the amount of logs that we have. But hopefully this can help. I actually had to cut down part of our pine forest as well. So hopefully we can keep up with our resin, but we've got pretty much full resin. We have some treated planks. Their supply is kind of coming in and going out. We'll see how that goes, but hopefully, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and keep cutting those down. He can pull. There's plenty of resin to pull from over here should he need it. So now we're just waiting on this, and we'll see if they've got... Yep, they did get this dynamite in. If I do this, will that let it flow through? Yes, there we go. And can I just put a block in midair now? I can just put a block in midair now. Interesting. Well, there you go. That's at least something. We'll cap that back up real quick. And I'm guessing that it's still not going off the side of the map, but they should be able to build right over there. Yep, looks like they'll cap that back off, and that fills this back up, which lets us get more trees, which we're definitely going to need here soon. Looks like we're going to have to do something I wasn't planning on having to do since we've got that huge forest in, but we're going to have to go looking for trees, which right now, here's a good place to at least grab some. So we'll just come up over here, and can I get out there? Nope, we're going to come up this way, and oops, actually, let's make this one a tiny two-way station. There we go, right on top there. And the path can come out. There we go. And let's say... There we go. That is... That's good. That'll get us some. We'll make maybe a ladder down here so they can get to that too. In fact... we could probably do the cheaper wooden stairs and be okay. There we go. We'll say that is a bit more important so that they can get all that set up and get those trees taken care of for us. That ought to give us at least a little bit of lumber to get by. I did make the decision we're going to go ahead and cut down more of this. We're currently not starving for pine resin, so hopefully by the time this gets done, we won't need to cut all of those down, but we'll find out here. Oh, with the drought approaching, I don't know if we're going to quite get to this all the way full, but that's okay. Not too worried about it. We'll check here once they've got this done to see how much they actually got filled back up. There we go. The new reservoir is all in, extra tall. I don't think it's going to fill up in the temperate season, but I'm also hoping that it doesn't completely drain in the next season. Looks like it's going to be a drought. So we'll find out if that's going to be enough. we did get our tunnel under our dam, plus we got a tunnel put back in over here so that water can come out. Our trees are going to grow up there, and then we're back on the Stackaqueduct with now our found power solution for it. Looks like they've got 3 of the tiny Tubeway stations in, so now they just need to get the 4th and finish it out. I'd say there's maybe about a little over an 1/8 left done. And once that's done, we'll figure out the ends, we'll figure out the water, and start putting in all of our industrial stuff back over here so that we can move it out of this section and figure out something else to do with this section. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Bye!